out students to class today on this Monday the 16th. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're ready to get right into math again. We have a lot to do today, so let's get started right away. You will have a test on Friday. By the way, on Thursday, don't forget, I am giving you permission to miss class. So Thursday, there will be no video for you. However, understand, we have a review sheet on Wednesday and Thursday, so really, all that we were going to do in class anyways on Thursday is work on the review sheet, okay? So there's going to be no video at all for you to watch on Thursday. No intro video, no announcement video, nothing. So the last video you're going to get from me for this week is Wednesday. Then on Friday, you'll have the little video where I go over the test with you, okay? Other than that, that's it. So make sure that you're ready for your test on Friday and enjoy your day off on Thursday, okay? Alright, well, let's continue on. Here we go. Nothing to turn in. On Friday, we took notes. No homework to turn in. Okay, students, I'm back. I had to pause the video for a second. You have nothing to turn in. There was only notes on Friday, incompletes. I think there's only Joel, I believe. Yeah, Joel. Quiz. Now, Joel, this quiz goes on your third 9 weeks, so I need you to take this by Wednesday. So take it today, Tuesday or Wednesday, okay? Unless there's a problem with that, email me or call me. But we've got to get your report card taken care of, okay? So quiz by Wednesday. If you miss a day of class, it is your job, students, to go to this website here and type in the date that you missed. For example, Joel, I'm assuming you missed last Friday, so you should have already typed in March 13th, and you should know exactly what notes we covered on Friday. I never ask you guys if you did. I never put you on the spot, but I hope that you stay on top of your videos. Alright, schedule, we're going to go over your quizzes today, the ones you took on Friday, and we're going to take notes today, okay? The video today is 58 minutes long, so there's no way you're going to finish it in class. Listen to me, you do not have to finish it at your house tonight. So Mrs. Gallant, or whoever the supervising teacher is, please make note of where you stop the video, and then restart the video there tomorrow, okay? You're also going to work on homework tomorrow. Today's video is about graphing rational functions. Graphing rational functions. There is no homework tonight. We will be working on it tomorrow in class, like I just said. However, if you want to get a head start, that's fine. But understand, there will not be a help video until tomorrow. Here's the homework you're going to work on tomorrow. You do not have to copy that down, but if you want to get a head start on it, then copy it down, okay? Alright, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, sorry students, I keep pausing the video. I have some young men that will not stay in bed and they're fighting, so the joys of having 4 boys. Alright, the instructional video for today is rational functions, okay? So please watch that in class today. Moving on. Okay, at this time, go ahead and get out your quizzes. Let's go over these. Please take really good notes on where you made your mistakes. Joel, feel free to stay in the room. You're going to take a different quiz, so I would encourage you to take notes on this, Joel. It might help you do well on the quiz. Now, students, listen to me. I don't make you turn this in, so I'm not sure how tough Mrs. Gallant is. But I'm telling you, I don't know if she lets you put your heads down or not, but if she does and you do that, it's your business. But you're hurting yourself, okay? I had a student last year in Geometry Track 2. Her name was Azu. I'm going to tell you something. I don't care what problem she missed on a test or a quiz. She wanted to know why. She wanted to know how many points were off. It was great. I loved it. And I want you guys to be like that. Find all of your mistakes, okay? By the way, on your quizzes, if it said -1 point, that means you lost 1 point. But if it said -1, that means 1 mistake. Every mistake was 5 points. So add all those up, subtract from 100, and you should get the grade on your quiz, okay? Alright, let's go ahead. Now, number 1, I want to talk to Ashlyn. And Joan, if I'm wrong, I apologize, okay? But I think it was you. There was 2 students. And I believe it was Ashlyn and Jonah. The only thing you guys missed, let me grab my quiz here. Give me just 1 second. I've got them all in a stack here. Okay, let me look up the pre-cal quiz real quick here. Okay, here it is. It was supposed to be, the answer was x minus x plus 9 over x squared plus 1. Okay, students, I'm back again. So this time the boys were yanking covers off each other and fighting. So sometimes I wonder if I don't teach the Homeschool Academy of Slow Learners cares? But anyways, having said that, just kidding. All right. Let's see. Hopefully they will quit fighting. But the answer to number one, let me try to uncover it here, was x minus x plus 9 over x squared plus 1. Now a lot of you left this plus and put minus minus, and that's fine. But some of you tried to put a minus sign here. Your signs were messed up. So I think it was Ashley and Jonah. You had to have this for your remainder, or you could have had this for your remainder. X minus x plus 9. Make that a plus, and this should be a negative, and this should be a negative over x squared plus 1. If you have any questions on that, let me know, and I will rework that problem for you. But if I don't hear from you, maybe talk to some friends there, and they'll show you how they got their remainder, okay? Alright, moving on now to number. So I'm not going to take time and work that entire problem out because it was just a remainder problem. Okay, for those of you that missed number 4, I skipped 2 and 3. Everyone got 2 and 3 right. So any problems that I skip means that everyone got those problems right. So moving on to page 172, number 36. And the directions say to perform the operation. Result is write the result in standard form. Okay, so number 36 looked like this. 3 plus the square root of negative 5, alright, times 7 minus the square root of negative 10. Now, guys, go back in your notes and listen if you need to. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? I'm being honest. I told you guys you do not want to multiply square roots when you have a negative radicand. You first make it a positive and put an I. I taught you that. Okay, so make that a positive and put an I. Make that a positive and put an I, okay? Now, take your 3 and multiply it through, okay? So, 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times a negative is negative. And then 3, the square root of 10i, okay? Now, take your square root of 5i and multiply it through, okay? Positive times a positive is positive. Square root of 5i times 7 is 7. Square root of 5i, okay? Now, be careful here. Positive times a negative is, I'm going to do all the work down here. A positive times a negative is negative. Square root of 5 times square root of 10 is square root of 50. I times I is I squared. Now, where the I squared is, we really put a negative 1. So we have negative square root of 50 times negative 1. That's a positive square root of 50. Now, you could have left it like this. I have no problem with that. But the book, I'm sure, made the 50 25 times 2. So now you'll have 5 square root of 2. So we have positive 5 square root of 2. Now, here's your constant terms. You can't really add them, so you put them side by side. Now, since that's your, remember, standard form is A plus BI, okay? So this is really your A right here, so put parentheses around it. Now, you really can't add these two, so I would put plus, and parentheses, negative 3 square root of 10i, plus 7 square root of 5i, okay? You cannot add them because they're two different square roots. So there's your answer. Now, if you want to type into your calculator, that's totally fine. If you took 21 plus 5 square root of 2, you're going to get 28.07. So you are more than welcome to have that answer. I have no problem with that. And then let's add these together. We have negative 3 square root of 10 plus 7 square root of 5. And you're going to get negative, let's see here, I think 15.19, I believe, is correct. I'll do that quickly. I'll have to check that later, but 15.19i, I believe. But either way, this is the process, okay, right here. And I just checked the back of the book. Now what they did is they took the I, and they pulled out the I, and they put it here, they factored it out. And that's really the best way to do it, because all of this here is your B, and the I goes on the outside like that. But if you left it like this, I have no problem with that either, okay? Alright, moving on to number, let's see, the next problem that you guys missed was number 54. So let's take a look at number 54. The directions said to write the quotient in standard form. Alright, this isn't too difficult. 6 minus 7i over 1 minus 2i. Now, what we do is we multiply the top and the bottom by 1 plus 2i, the conjugate of the denominator, okay? So here we go. Now I have taught you guys a shortcut. Remember this. I hope you remember this whenever you're multiplying two conjugates together. All that you have to do to save time is multiply the first term times the first term and the last term times the last term. The reason that you can skip all the other multiplication is those terms just cancel out anyways. So 1 times 1 is 1. Negative times a positive is negative. 2 times 2 is 4. I times I is I squared. Now we know that I squared is the same thing as a negative 1. And negative 4 times negative 1 is going to be a positive 4. So the entire denominator really becomes 5, okay? So there we go. That was easy. Now, take your 6 and multiply it through. So 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2i is 12i. Now take your negative 7i and multiply it through. Okay? Negative 7i times 1 is negative 7i. Negative times positive is negative. 7 times 2 is 14. I times I is I squared. However, for I squared, we can put a negative 1 right here. And we know a negative 14 and a negative 1 gives me a positive 14. So now for my numerator, I have 6 plus 14 is 20. 12 minus 7 is 5. All over 5. So now I have 20 over 5 plus 5 over 5i. Well, 20 over 5 is 4. 5 over 5 is 1. And that is the correct answer. Let me check my answer key real quick. Yes, that's correct. 4 plus 1i. So I hope that helped you find your mistake, okay? Moving on to the last two. The last two problems that students missed. We're going to move on to page 181, and we're going to look at number 26. The directions for 26 say to list all the possible rational zeros. So first of all, here's our function for number 26. F of x equals negative 3x cubed plus 20x squared minus 36x plus 16, okay? So we're going to list out all the factors of 3, that's 1 and 3. All the factors of 16, 1 is 16. 2 times 8, 4 times 4. And there's no need to write the 4 twice, okay? 1 over 1 is 1. 16 over 3 is 16, or 1 over 1 is 1. 16 over 1 is 16. 2 over 1 is 2. 8 over 1 is 8. 4 over 1 is 4. So I took each one of these numbers, put them over 1. Now I'm going to put them over 3. So 1 over 3 is 1/3. 16 over 3 is 16/3. 2 over 3 is 2/3. 8 over 3 is 8/3. And 4 over 3 is 4/3. Now, I'm not going to put plus minus in front of all of these, but you understand all of these numbers have plus minus, okay? So there's the first step. That's listing all the possible rational zeros. Sketch the graph of f so that some of the possible zeros in part A can be disregarded. So if you do that, if you typed it into your grapher and graphed it, you would have seen that one of the zeros is 2. So for me, I'm just going to use synthetic division and find the rest of the zeros that way, okay? So 2 is a 0. 2 should give me out 0 over here, okay? Hopefully. So I'm not missing any terms. So negative 3, 20, negative 36, 16 again. I knew this was a 0 because I typed this into my grapher and I looked at the x-intercepts, and 2 is one of my x-intercepts. Bring this down. Multiply, combine, multiply, combine, multiply, combine. So this was an x cubed, so I'm left with an x squared. So negative 3x squared plus 14x minus 8, okay? So now, hopefully I can factor this and be done with finding my zeros, okay? So let's see if I can do that. Out really don't want a negative sign here, students. I really don't. Personally, you can leave it if you want to. For me, I'm going to factor a negative sign out. Now, if you listen, you do not have to do that. You can still get the right answer if you don't, and maybe I'll do it quickly this way and then do it quickly the other way so you can see both ways, okay? But I don't like to have my first term negative. I never do. So I'm going to factor out a negative sign and make all my signs change inside here. Now, next I'm going to multiply. 3 times 8 is 24. What two numbers multiply together give you that? Let's see, negative 2, negative 12. Multiply those, you'll get 24. Add them and you'll get negative 14. So bring down your negative sign. Then write 3x squared minus 2x minus 12x plus 8. I'm going to go fast. We should know how to do this. Pull out what's common in the first two, and you're left with 3x minus 2. Pull out what's common here, a negative 4, and you're left with 3x minus 2. Let's check it real quick, okay? X times that, negative 4 times that, negative 4 times that. Good. So you have a negative sign, then 3x minus 2, and then x minus 4. Now, this negative sign does nothing. Don't even worry about it. It's like having a negative 1 there, okay? Positive 2/3 would make this parentheses 0, and positive 4 would make this parentheses 0. So there's your other two zeros. So 1 0 was 2. Here's your other 2. Now, let's say you did not factor the 1 out of the parentheses. No problem. Take this. Now watch. Negative times a negative is positive 24, okay? So what two numbers multiply together give you a positive 24? When add together give you positive 14, positive 2, and positive 12. So bring down your negative 3x squared. Right in the middle you put a positive 2x and a positive 12x. Bring down your negative 8. Now, pull out what's common in the first two. Remember, I've taught you guys, whenever your first term is negative, pull out a negative. So you're left with 3x minus 2. Alright, then over here pull out a 4, and you're left with 3x minus 2, okay? Let's check it. That's negative, that's positive, positive, that's negative, good. Write your matching parentheses once, and then you're left over with negative x plus 4. Now, if you set this group equal to 0, you will get 2/3. If you set this group equal to 0 and solve, you will get 4. Negative x plus 4 equals 0. Bring the 4 over, make it negative. Negative x equals negative 4. So x equals 4. Either way it works. I just never like to have my first term negative, okay? That's me. Alright, moving on to the last problem on your quiz that you guys struggled with, that you can start today's video. Number 70, alright? Number 70. Alright, here it is. Now this was a tough one, okay, but I mean, it is pre-cal, guys, so. Alright, now, if you list out all of your possible rational zeros, you'll get a 1, then a 1, and a 9, and a 3. Now, I'm not the nicest teacher in the world, but I intentionally chose this problem so that your list of possible rational zeros was small. I tried to help you, okay? So 1 over 1, 9 over 1, 3 over 1. No, that's not too hard, guys, okay? I'm telling you. So if you started checking all these and marking them off one at a time, you would have finally come across negative 3 as being a 0. Trust me, okay? So I did not give you very many of those to check. I was very reasonable, alright? So we're not missing any terms. Negative 3 should be a 0. Let's see if it is. Multiply, combine, multiply, combine, multiply, combine, multiply, combine. So this was an x to the 4th, so this will be 1x cubed plus 3x squared plus 1x plus 3. Now guys, I'm not trying to win the Teacher of the Year award, but this really was not that difficult. Look, I mean, this can be factored. This can totally be factored. So after you found 1 0, you could factor. So here it is. Pull out what's common in the first two, x squared. You're left with x plus 3. Pull out what's common in the second group, nothing, so pull out a 1, and you're left with x plus 3. Alright, now, x plus 3 once. Then write x squared plus 1. Now look. Negative 3 makes this parentheses 0. Well, you already got negative 3 listed out for one of your zeros. Now, if you want to put it twice, I have no problem with that, okay? That's fine. Now take this group, set it equal to 0 and solve. Bring the 1 over and make it negative. Take the square root of both sides. A lot of you forgot the plus minus. A lot of you forgot that, okay? Then make this positive and put an I right here. Well, the square root of 1 is 1, so it's plus minus 1i, or just I. So there's your zeros. Okay, guys? Really, really not too difficult. Pretty simple, okay? Then it said to take this. I didn't take off. If you forgot to do this, I was okay with that, but the directions also said to take your zeros and write linear factors. So you would have x plus 3 for this 0, x plus 3 for this 0, x minus I for that positive I, and then x plus I for your negative I. Okay, there we go. Guys, look, if you have any questions, never hesitate to call or email if there's something on the quiz I didn't explain well or any questions at all that you have, okay? That's it for today, guys. Have a great day. Contact if you have any questions. Listen, go ahead and start that big 58-minute video, okay? You might only get 30 or 20 minutes done. Finish up tomorrow, and this is going to take you a while. You're going to be graphing some pretty big graphs, okay? So whenever, you don't get done today in the video, finish it tomorrow, and then start to work on your homework tomorrow, okay? Have a good day. Contact me if you have any questions.